While a groundhog may predict when winter could end, come on in the Fifth Third Arena for a women's basketball game to attend. President's Day weekend in the Queen City with a special edition Senior Day for 5 players in the red and black. As the Cincinnati Bearcats take on the TCU Horned Frogs, Big 12 women's basketball here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Hello everyone, I'm Chase Yance, alongside me Aiden Riggs. Thanks for having us in. Both of these teams sit toward the bottom of the conference, both trying to battle and fight to the finish. First off with TCU. They got off to a scorching hot start this season, winners of their first 14 contests, in big part of Pac-12 transfers Sedana Prince and Madison Connor. Contributing pieces were thriving in their roles, and Mark Campbell's premiere as a Power 5 coach was a smash hit at the box office. Flip the calendar to 2024, crickets. Everyone got hurt, quite literally everyone. Prince broke a finger, Connor had knee problems, we'll get the update on that, and Jay Nowens is now out for the rest of the season with her own knee injury. This team lost 4 in a row and had to forfeit their following 2 games due to a lack of players, held a tryout for the student body, and last won a game on January 23rd. Now Aiden, with all this said, have we ever seen a story quite like this?
Well, Chase, I can't say I have. I have not heard of anything quite like this where they've lost so many players, had to have an open tryout. That is a new thing for me in D1 basketball to be facing that problem, but you have to keep going. They held an open tryout, and we saw they went to everywhere they could, including the women's volleyball team, where number 4 for the Horned Frogs now is Sarah Sylvester. She's the first multi-sport athlete in TCU volleyball history and the first to play both volleyball and basketball. She holds the record at TCU for blocks in a 3-set match with 18. They went everywhere looking for players, and they found them. And
they have a couple other walk-ons as well who are also really good basketball players. They're looking for Division II teams and offers right there, but we'll talk about them later on in the broadcast. But in terms of playing today, who's somebody to watch for the Horned Frogs?
Well, for the Horned Frogs, first I want to look at Agnes Emma Inopu. She is 11th in offensive boards for 5'11 guards. She also has 18 or more in her last 5. She's been described as the backbone of the team right now. And if she can have a good game on the boards for the Horned Frogs today, it'll really keep them in. And something that we mentioned earlier with Connor, how she's expected to play, she's just been announced as the starting lineup for the Horned Frogs.
This is live. We did not realize
I realized it as you were doing your read.
Oh boy. So we got something in here for this. I mean, Connor, again, she's averaging 21 points a game, 5.3 rebounds and 2.9 assists. 40, 40, and 84 comes from the percentages. Absolute awesome player that we get to watch today in her first game back. Now for the Cincinnati Bearcats, they're back to the intersection of being a 500 team. 2-2 in the month of February, losing their last 2 games. Like the great villain Thanos once said, perfectly balanced as all things should be. But the Bearcats can choose their own story today. With a win, it would spring them into the middle ground. It's getting kind of hot in here, the fire's going. But, you know, with a win today, it would spring them back to the middle ground of the Big 12. A loss would cause a fallback in the basement of the conference. The main thing the Bearcats have to do today to catch a dub is what?
Well, I think the Bearcats, we've seen all year, they've been good at defending the 3-point basket. When we look at it, they are 16th in the nation in 3-point field goal defense, holding opponents to 26.3 from beyond the arc. When you look on the other side of the ball, the Horned Frogs are top 10 nationally in 3-pointers per game, 3-point percentage differential, and 3-pointers. It is a strong suit of the Horned Frogs offense. Can the Bearcats hold them defensively outside, or keeping them from shots from beyond the arc? That'll be a big difference maker here today.
Now, obviously, we know of some of the great stars like Jillian Hayes, Malaya Williams, and all of them, but who is an underlying X factor for Cincinnati to get the job done today?
For me, I'm going to say it's Ariel Jackson. We've seen all year she's been a strong presence of forcing her way towards the basket, going up, getting fouled, getting that possible and 1 or 2 at the line. She's got double figures in 4 of her last 6. In that span, she's averaging 9.8 a game with 3 rebounds. I think she could be a big difference maker that goes a little under the radar with how she plays.
A whole lot of madness before March can take place this afternoon, and we got you guys covered. It's the Horned Frogs, it's the Bearcats, coming up next on Bearcat Sports Radio. All right, we are back here on Bearcats Sports Radio. To set the stage a little bit, TCU leads the all-time series against Cincinnati in women's basketball, 5-1. Looking at the last Bearcats win was January 17th of 2003. Aiden and I were not born. That's putting it in the context right there. The last time these two teams played each other was actually 2 years ago on January 18th of 2022 when TCU won that game 73-57 in Fort Worth, Texas. Looking at the coaches for this one, TCU Mark Campbell, first season 15-9. He coached a couple of seasons at Sacramento State, third year in Division I, 53-25 overall. And then on the Bearcats, you got Katrina Merriweather in her first season with the Bearcats, 12-12, and eighth Division I season overall. She's hovering around that .675 win percentage. Starting lineups. We are going through the Bearcats starting lineups right now here at the arena, but we're looking at TCU, looking at Tara Manu-Malunia as their starting guard, and then Madison Connor, the big name that we were talking about, is back in the starting lineup. What an absolute jolt for TCU in this one today.
I mean, that's what they needed. It's really hurt them because that was one of their, 21 points a game. TCU was the only team before their injury bug that had two players averaging 20 a game. And to have her back is going to be a real big just boost to their offense today.
It definitely will be. And then rounding out the starting lineup, Una Jovanovic, and then you got Agnes Emanopu, and then Aaliyah Roberson. So that'll line up the TCU starting lineup. And then looking at the Bearcats, Reagan Jackson, Ariel Jackson, Taziah Jinks, Jillian Hayes, and Malaya Williams. Jillian Hayes' last game against Kansas, I know it was in a loss, but she was balling. 27 minutes, 15 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 for 4 from the three.
That was her 8th double-double of the season. She's been almost a lock in every other game to get a double-double this year. Forced offensively and defensively on the boards.
Going to be huge today for the Bearcats. Here we are looking at some of the stats here. TCU as a team averaging 71.5 points a game. Cincinnati 61.5. Field goal percentage-wise, TCU shooting a 44.3% from the field this season, and Cincinnati, on the contrary, 35.5. Pretty good crowd here today. Got some activities down behind the south basket. Pretty good crowd going. Some Skyline chili. It was nice earlier, but man, this should be a good matchup to say the least. One of the big things, Sedona Prince not playing today, has a broken finger. The 6'7" senior forward from Liberty Hill, Texas. Played at Oregon the last 4 years. 21.2 points a game, 10.6 rebounds, shot 57% from the field and 74% from the foul line. An absolute force that will not be with TCU today. But again, we harp on the big story of Madison Connor being back in the starting lineup, averaging 21 points a game.
You know, I think the TCU is going to run about at most, probably 8-person rotation. I'd say it's going to be around 7. They're going to be working a short bench, as they have all year. Be interested to see how they can just work that throughout the entire game, especially if they get in foul trouble or anything like that.
Bearcats 8-4 at home this season. TCU 0-5 on the road, looking for their first road win. They are 2-0 actually in the Eastern time zone. They played neutral conference games earlier in the season. Lost 5 in a row. The Bearcats losers of 2. And tipping up is Roberson and Williams, and the Bearcats have won the tip. Here inside of the high post is Taziah Jinks, kicking it out to Reagan Jackson on the right wing, closest to the TCU bench. Trying to look inside for Jillian Hayes on the low block. Throws it inside to Taziah Jinks. Misses a layup. Gets her own rebound. Left-handed score is good.
Great pass inside by Hayes there. She found an open Taziah Jinks. She put up the first shot. Didn't quite go in. Stayed with it, though. Put it back up and good.
Taziah Jinks, the former Mountaineer, on her senior day, gets the first basket of the game. Bearcats in a 1-2-2 defense. Kicking it out. Connor, her first 3 in a while. She drills it. It's almost like she
on cue.
on cue. Her number 3, drilling a 3. And there we go. Connor is off and running the races. 3-2 TCU at the moment. Inside of the high post of Jillian Hayes. Left-handed dribble. 1-2. Tries to go up and under, but cannot, but rebounds it herself. Ario Jackson pushing to the middle of the court. Connor on her with the knee brace. Tazaya Jinks on the right wing with the basketball. Jillian Hayes coming to set an inside screen. She refuses it. Gets trapped over in the corner. Looking for something, almost a 5-second count. Ario Jackson throws it up and misses everything on the rim, and TCU will get the ball.
You know, we mentioned it was on cue for Madison Connor down here. Before she got injured, she was 73 for 181 from beyond the arc. She took 181 threes. She was 40%. I mean, she was throwing them up left and right.
And she played 18 games, so the math, our UC math is 10 threes a game that she puts up. No problem with that. Jovanovic swinging it around. Looks like there was a lot of confusion right there. Jovanovic holding up top over to Connor. Back inside, and it's stolen by Hayes. Hayes running the break. Swings over to Ario Jackson, right back to Hayes into the high post. Looking for the dribble handoff to Reagan Jackson. Jackson inside with the kiss off the glass. It didn't even touch the glass, side of the backboard. And will stay with the Bearcats. Here the inbound in the corner by the TCU bench. Reagan Jackson with the basketball. Pop to Malaya Williams. Trying to look inside for a duck-in. Can't get it. Throws over to Desire Jinks on the left wing. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Desire Jinks, the Euro step, puts it up, and they'll call a travel. Like she got roadblocked on that one.
That's 2 straight possessions by UC where they've held onto the ball for a little too long, had to just find something. Another turnover.
Not a bad thing for milking the shot clock, but got to have a little more awareness in that regard. UC in their 2-2-1 press. It looks like a run and jump, actually. And somebody is down right now. We'll get to that in a second. Connor for 3, and she misses that one. It looked right on. And just like the story of the season.
Manuba Loga.
Yep, Manuba Loga. She is hurt and going off to the bench. At least she was able to run off.
She was in pain holding her, I believe it was right ankle on the ground.
Yeah, she tried to flash to the middle and got hit pretty hard there. Here's Reagan Jackson bringing the ball up the court. Bearcats trying to get set up. Jackson throws to the left side to Tazaya Jinks. Jinks at the right elbow. Gets it off to Ario Jackson with Connor on her. Behind the back dribble with a little flash. Pitches it back out to Williams. Tip ball right there. It was Emanopu with the tip ball. Bearcats will have it with 7:17 and 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here's side out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Reagan Jackson, the pitch back to Malaya Williams. Here's Ario Jackson baseline, puts it up, and a little too strong in it, but rebounded by Malaya Williams, and she's blocked. And going down the court is Connor. Connor on the right side, close to the ESPN Plus bench. Throws it over to Harris. With Sydney Harris. Here looking for a flare, and they didn't get it. Swings it over to Roberson. Roberson, the right-handed drive. Picks up her dribble. Back out to Connor. Connor inside. Takes it in, off the glass, missed, rebounded by herself, actually. Connor dribbles it right back out. The 3 ball. And it hits off the back of the rim and rebounded by Jillian Hayes. That was Sydney Harris on the shot. Ario Jackson in the right hand. Inside, Tazaya Jinks somehow saves it on the baseline. Malaya Williams swings it around to the top of the horn. Jillian Hayes, spin move, shot fake, 1 step, blocked. Agnes Emanopu said, not today.
Tight defense being played by Emanoku. I mean, TCU's not letting the Bearcats get much happening right now. Just a lot of tight D. Can't really work a lot in the paint so far.
Forcing them to shoot a lot of outside shots might be the theme today. Clarissa Craig checked into the game for Malaya Williams. The inbound, Jillian Hayes has at the top of the key. Left-handed dribble, inside using the left shoulder, and puts it, ooh, it looked like it was going in, but they'll call a foul. She'll go to the foul line, shoot 2 shots.
Now, Jillian Hayes, we've seen her all year work towards the inside of the middle. She's been a threat down on that post, it seems like, all year for opponents. They've had to, at some point, I've seen double teaming her almost. I mean, she goes up and she gets hit, and she's still putting that shot up, getting the foul at the line a lot. See if she can get these two.
1,000-point score, 700-plus rebounds in her career. Has been a force for the Bearcats over time. Here, her first free throw is good. She's got one shot remaining. And Hayes rattles that second one in. TCU Victoria Flores is in the game now.
3-minute scoring drought for the Horned Frogs.
Connor took a quick breather, and she's probably on a bit of a pitch count. Minutes restriction. Jovanovic on the high screen. Pushes it over to Flores. Inside to Roberson. She has it in the low post. The take inside Jovanovic. The short jumper. Bounced off but rebounded by Nopu, and Nopu's going to be fouled.
I mentioned it pregame, and Nopu leads, or top, I believe, 6 in the Big 12 in offensive rebounds per game. See one there, then got fouled. She'll go to the line, try and end the scoring drought for the Horned Frogs.
Your Nopu, you got her numbers. She's a 71% foul shooter, but again, you could also put into the announcer's jinx. And she misses the first one.
There you go.
So, on cue. Works there. Nopu averaging 10.6 points a game. She missed second free throw and tries to get her own rebound, and it's picked up by Tazaya Jinx. Reagan Jackson waiting for everyone to set up down the court. Here on the right side, close to the TCU bench. Ping pong pass around. Tazaya Jinx has it. Right-handed inside. Tries to put up a tough shot, but it's missed. And rebounded by Jinx, but she gets destroyed by one of her own players and gets called for a travel.
Clarissa Craig almost laid a body check on her there when she got to the ball. Just knocked her onto the ground. Costly turnover again for the Bearcats.
Like a Ray Lewis hit out there. Malaya Williams checking in for Jillian Hayes to give her a quick breather. 5:34 to go in the first quarter. Cincinnati's up 4-3. Flores bringing the ball up the court. Hand off to Jovanovic. Harris over to Roberson. Ball movement looking pretty good this possession for TCU. Trying to get a flare here. Jovanovic over to Flores. Flores getting trapped. Roberson swings it around. The horn. Harris, baseline jumper, rattles in.
Great ball movement by the Horned Frogs. Worked that all the way around the arc. Found the open woman in the corner. She was able to get the shot off and made it.
Looked like a Texas team that used to do a lot of good ball movement. The San Antonio Spurs back in the day. Very effective. Clarissa Craig inside. Puts it up, but it's missed. Rebounded. That was good defense by Roberson. Harris bringing up the court. She just puts up for three, and she splashes that one.
Harris, she's averaging 5.4 threes per 40. Trails only Caitlin Clark in the nation for that.
That's a name to put into context right there. Tough shot by Jackson Ario that was, and it was rebounded by Emma Nopu. Jovanovic wasting no time getting up the court, trying to set up the offense. Harris swings over to Flores toward the top of the key. Here, pick and pop, Roberson swinging it around. Harris, another wide open three in front of the Bearcat bench. Missed, tipped out by Emma Nopu, Bearcats basketball, and immediate timeout. And just like that, TCU's up 8-4 with 4:07 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back after this. They were back here on Bearcat Sports Radio. 8-4 TCU up with 4:07 to go in the first quarter. TCU ball movement. It's been a beauty to our eyes recently.
Yeah, we see in that past 2 possessions so far that TCU has been able to move the ball around, find an open shot. They converted on 2 of their last 3. Of course, it was both Sydney Harris on both of them. She had the mid-range jumper and a 3 at the top. On the other side for the Bearcats, TCU was playing tight defense. Had to throw up some shots that they probably would not choose. I bet Katrina Merriweather was not too happy about that in the huddle during this timeout. Bearcats going to have to try and break through that defense to find a way to stay in this game.
Another thing, they've been milking the shot clock. The Bearcats have the start of this game. I mean, they've been getting down to about 5 or 4 seconds on the shot clock and having to put up some tough shots. So that also plays into it. But take it with a grain of salt as the Bearcats bring it up the court. Reagan Jackson with it, guarded by Flores. Over to the right wing, Braylon Milton with the basketball. Milton trying to look up to Destiny Thomas. Those 2 are new people in the game at the moment. Reagan Jackson on the left wing, trying to get some pick and roll actions, pick and pop. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Someone's going to have to put it up here. Aisha Dia throws it up, and it's well short. Another shot clock violation.
Again, almost on cue, as we were just talking about the Bearcats milking the clock.
And the thing is, you look at a lot of teams, they try to work the shot clock to try to get a good shot. They're working the shot clock, and they're not getting any buckets, any easy buckets at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, almost too much movement from the Bearcats, almost scared to take the shot when they have it.
We'll see if that changes going forward. The pop for Roberson at the top of the key, guarded by Destiny Thomas. The curl for Madison Connor. She brings it back up, 12 seconds on the shot clock, trying to take it off the dribble. 1-2 step, puts it off the grass. The left-handed touch, the kiss.
There she is. She's back in the game, making her presence known early.
5 points for her on 2 of 3 shooting. 2 of 4, excuse me. Bearcats trying to get some movement going around. Aisha Dia with the ball at the top of the key. Aaron Kraft crossover move, tries to go inside, no call, rebounded. Sydney Harris up the court to Connor. Connor steps in. They could have called a travel, but they didn't. Sydney Harris, top of the key, missed. Battle for the basketball. And it's rebounded by Destiny Thomas. Bearcats trying to run in transitions, 5-on-5, over to Milton on the left wing. Calling Destiny Thomas for a screen. Milton uses it. Top of the key for Milton, 15 on the shot clock. Madison Connor's guarding her. Now it's Malaya Williams in the high post on the left elbow. Dribbles inside, dishes out. Milton for 3, and splash from her right in front of the TCU bench.
There's that good ball movement we want to see from UC, able to find the open.
A wide open, and it's Madison Connor.
Madison Connor doesn't even let me finish my thought. She comes back and answers like that.
Can't finish the thought. She drills the 3, trying to adjust her brace at the same time, and wow. I mean, trading threes back and forth, and that's the last person you leave wide open.
Yeah, she's already 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. We mentioned that she took over 180, and so far she's got 8 points on the night. I mean, she's making her presence known early. She's back like she never left.
Here, quick timeout called. TCU's up 13-7 with 2:05. Looking at some of the stats, the Bearcats also shooting 2 for 14 from the field to start this game, 14%. Not a good start for them. Looking at TCU, 5 for 11 from the field and 3 for 7 from the 3. Big part in Madison Connor. Played at Arizona for the last 3 years or so. She didn't do this much scoring over there in Tucson, but she is now.
When you look at TCU's box score right now, they've only got 2 players with points, too. Harris and Connor are the only ones producing.
There we go.
See if the Bearcats can shut down either one of them.
Yeah, last game, looking at Sydney Harris, she played 29 minutes. I believe she played off the bench at 12 points, 4 for 10 from the field, and 4 rebounds. So she had a pretty big impact coming off the bench. Here, a minute 57 to go in this first quarter. Ario Jackson, right-handed dribble, tries to throw off the glass, and it's missed, but she gets her own rebound. Kicked out to Reagan Jackson. Reagan Jackson, the nice crossover dribble, pull up from 15, nylon.
Smooth move from Reagan Jackson. Faked the move to her right, cut back to her left, got the jumper.
Look at an Allen Iverson crossover. Both of them wearing 3. 13-9 TCU, the pop up top for Roberson. Roberson drives inside, loses handle of it, and it's a jump ball. Braylon Milton got on the basketball.
Saw 3 Bearcats converge on that ball when it got into the paint. Jillian Hayes that we've seen all year, great defense on that immediately when she saw her get into the paint. Got on top of that, forced the jump ball.
As they say in football sometimes, see ball, bite ball. Curl, Connor, shot, missed, rebounded by Jackson. Got players up the court. She throws the football pass and throws a dime. Malaya Williams, the finish over the top. Woo, fancy movement. That's a way to get the crowd going.
Might have to get Coach Satterfield to check out Ariel Jackson's arm after that one.
Well, there you go. Have a competition with Sorsby and Lichtenberg. Who doesn't love good competition? Inside, and the finish is good. Madison Connor. Wow, make it a staple.
She can't just work from beyond the arc. She's working inside, down low. She bounced off the body, still put it up and in.
10 points for her in 6 minutes of play. Inside the Jillian Hayes. Step through, and she's blocked. Not a normal thing, but a foul is called.
Yeah, we're used to seeing Hayes be the one blocking the shots there. Pretty rare for her down low to get blocked like that. She'll go to the line.
That was Roberson that'll get called for the foul on that, but Roberson's made a presence inside so far. She's blocked she's blocked one shot, it says, but she's walled up on a lot of them and made a lot of tough shots for these Bearcats. Hayes at the foul line again. She makes the first one. We got another shot remaining.
We mentioned Hayes getting blocked down low. She's third all-time at UC in blocks with over 122. Not a common thing for her to get blocked.
We've seen a lot of blocks from her this season. She missed the second free throw and rebounded by Madison Connor. Flores bringing the ball up the court on the right side. Switches over to Jovanovic. Sydney Harris on the left wing, close to the Bearcats bench. Now they're ping-pong passing it around. Inside Harris, the open cut, misses the layup. Rebounded by Emanopu, and Emanopu puts it in.
Emanopu, we mentioned that she was leading in offensive boards, gets another one there, puts it right back up and in.
Shot clock turned off 19 seconds ago in the first quarter. 17-12 TCU. Ariel Jackson has the basketball, and she is pushing toward the middle of the court. Katrina Merriweather calling a play. She is getting very feisty with it. 9 seconds on the clock. Trying to get going. 4, 3, 2. Is she just going to pull up? Oh, she gets to the basket and gets it off right before the buzzer goes. We were in question, and the parting of the Red Sea allowed Ariel Jackson to put it in with the left hand, and she gets a basket right before the clock hits 000. 17-14. TCU is up right now. Good basketball.
I mentioned pregame that Ariel Jackson, I've seen her all year cut towards the basket, get around the defender, and she just did that there. She had a little bit slower first quarter than I know she would have liked, but she finished it off there, tops it off with a good one.
And it's a very odd thing because we're sitting up here at this, this very nice vantage point. I wish you guys could see it. But we're sitting up here, and there's about 4 seconds, and she is very far from the basket. We're like, all right, she's just going to pull it? Like,
she was out in Globetrotter range.
She really was.
That was deep.
That 4-point range in the Celebrity All-Star game. But she was just out there chilling, and then all of a sudden, snap of a finger, and she's at the basket, and it's almost like they just kind of waited for the defense to fall asleep and just took advantage of it. Those 2 points could go a long way if this thing gets close later on in the game.
I've been amazed all year at how her just speed towards the basket has been. Before you know it, you've got her outside the arc like we just saw, and then she's beneath the basket toward the layup.
Yeah, she's
done it all year.
You see it a lot in transition, but I mean, again, in a half-court setting with spacing out, and that's the name of the basketball right now, spacing. You know, in men's basketball, women's basketball, all ages possible. Just spacing and letting people go to work has been a big thing, over the course of time. But we'll look at some of these first quarter stats. For Cincinnati, we're looking at 27% shooting. They got a couple of easier buckets, which was nice, and hopefully Cincinnati's able to spread some things out going forward. 1 for 3 from 3, 3 for 4 from the line. All of those attempts and makes were from Jillian Hayes from the charity stripe. Bearcats winning the rebounding battle 12-9 at the moment. And looking at that, there's no blocks for them. 4 turnovers on the contrary. TCU, the big story, we obviously know, Madison Connor. We've kept you guys updated with that one. 4 for 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point range, 2 rebounds, and only 7 minutes of play. And then Sydney Harris, 5 points on 2 for 6 shooting and 1 for 4 from the 3 with 2 rebounds. TCU only having 1 turnover in this first quarter.
Bearcats went on a little run there towards the end of the quarter. Went 3 for their last 3 from the field. See if they can keep building on that. Started the second.
Signing with the Bearcats. Learn more.
They are honoring Team Impact right now. Giving a young lady an opportunity to be a cheerleader right now. That's awesome to see. Awesome to see it. All the causes and promotions that are going on here just around sports. That's another reason why you gotta love sports. Here looking at TCU so far, we mentioned it in the open. I mean, they won their first 14 games of the season. They won some pretty big ones against, no teams that are, of the top essence, but, winning your first 14 games is no slight whatsoever. But, I mean, this is a team that has not won in a long time. They haven't won since January 23rd against UCF, who Cincinnati swept this season, and then before that, they hadn't won since the calendar year 2023. The Bearcats have the basketball. Start of the second quarter. Ario Jackson coming off the screen and roll. It was a pick and pop. She goes inside, puts it up, and is fouled. Fouled pretty hard to say, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2 shots.
Jackson once again just cutting towards the basket, driving hard. That one she took the body from the defender and still put the shot up. Couldn't quite get it, but she'll go to the line for 2.
In Cincinnati, I will wait to say the stat because I don't want to. It is a true thing right now, and we're just gonna wait and see. She makes the first free throw. Again, I'll hold off on the stat. I don't know. With great power comes great responsibility, I guess. Here Jackson makes second free throw. Cincinnati, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country for women's basketball, one of the best in the Big 12. They've been very consistent on that around the entire season as TCU has the basketball. Roberson at the top of the key looking for a curl for Madison Connor. Madison Connor will still pull it up, and Madison Connor still makes the 3.
Madison Connor again. She's now got 13 on the night. We're not even 11 minutes into the game.
I mean, they're going to have to give her the Caitlin Clark treatment herself. This is incredible what she's doing right now.
Get her in the 3-point contest tonight.
Seriously, though, right up the road in Indy, an hour 40 from here. Get her on a bus. Here Connor goes off to Eminopu, back to Connor, looking for a curl action. She goes back. She steps back. She shoots the top of the key 3, and she butter.
She's
butter,
not missing
chicken,
that
whatever.
one. She's not missing that one.
I don't understand this.
Top of the key wide open.
The spacing is unbelievable. 16 points in her comeback. Malaya Williams a step through, puts it off and puts it into the basket.
It's a great answer from Malaya Williams. Worked her way down low, backing down her defender, and then put up the nice little finger roll up and in.
The footwork was immaculate. Madison Connor being guarded heavily by Reagan Jackson. Looking inside, she takes it out to the corner. She almost tried to shoot it again from the Bearcats bench. Jovanovic, right-sided drive, trying to throw it out. Eminopu, Connor has a wide-open 3 again, and she missed it. She is actually human, but Jovanovic the putback, and she's fouled.
Got scared there for a second, saw her pulling up another one. She had some distance between her and the defender on that one, too.
You give her that much space, she'll let that thing fly. I mean, she hit a couple of those threes where she had got people right in her face. Hit a woman right in her face, and it was, incredible.
4 for 6 from range, 11 and a half minutes into the game.
I tell you, Mark Campbell's got to be really happy to get her back. I mean, one of the biggest pieces to TCU's puzzle, if they get Sedona Prince back off that broken finger and TCU's able to stay afloat, then this could be a very dangerous team in the Big 12 tournament. Jovanovic hitting both free throws, 25-18 TCU up with 8:20 to go in the second quarter. Reagan Jackson bringing the ball up the court. Ario Jackson pitches it back to Brianna Byers, who's now in the basketball game. Reagan Jackson on the right wing. The flare to Jillian Hayes. Here she sets a screen. Ario Jackson with Connor on her. Jackson, the shot, high archer, bounced off the rim, rebounded by Roberson. Jovanovic with it. She was trying to look up for Madison Connor, who had some space, but Jovanovic sets up the offense. With Eminopu, a dribble handoff to Manu Malega. Here's Eminopu on the left wing. Eminopu drives inside on Byers. Eminopu puts it up and off the glass and gives the 2 small motion. Little attitude with that. Reagan Jackson will pull up 3 of her own, and she misses it and rebounded by Eminopu. 27-18 with 7:20 to go in the second quarter. Jovanovic the basketball, swinging it around. A lot of ball movement to start. Curl to Jovanovic. Eminopu swings over. The three is missed. Rebounded by Brianna Byers. That was Manu Malonia. Euro step. Jackson on the other end. That was Reagan Jackson. There's a jump ball now. Very aggressive between Connor and Jackson. And it'll be TCU basketball.
Interesting substitution here from the Bearcats. We have Abby Holtman, the freshman from Florence, Kentucky, coming into the game. She only played in 6 games this year.
Abby Holtman last game out against Kansas had 8 points in 10 minutes of play. 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. Hopefully she can keep her hot streak going. As Flores brings the ball up the court. Here's Eminopu, the left-sided drive, throws it up, and is fouled. It'll be on the floor.
Eminopu's making her presence known down low. We saw in that last possession, she, of course, had a little attitude after she made that basket. She just drives towards the basket again.
Definitely did. 4 points, 2 for 2 from the field, 4 rebounds, and 1 too small motion. Clarissa Craig comes into the game. She's guarding Eminopu on the inbound. Jovanovic gets the basketball on the right corner. Dribbles inside, the 15-foot jumper, nylon. 29-18 TCU with the lead. Taziah Jenks on the right wing with the basketball. Looking for a cross screen from Malaya Williams to Clarissa Craig. Now to Malaya Williams at the top of the key. Reagan Jackson has the basketball. 10 seconds on the shot clock, guarded by Flores. And now a foul is called inside. Looking to be on TCU.
Fouls on TCU's number 23.
And they will get Leah Roberson with the foul.
Bearcats in a 2.5-minute scoring drought so far in the second quarter. I mean, they've only got 4 points to show for this quarter.
TCU.
Been all TCU.
Yeah, it has. And 12-2 run over the last 3:19 has been pretty big for them. The score being 29-18. Abby Holtman with the basketball. Gives it off to Reagan Jackson. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Taziah Jenks with 7 on the shot clock at the right wing. Taziah Jenks looking around. Reagan Jackson has to get a shot off. One step, puts it up, doesn't hit the rim, and it's rebounded by Victoria Flores behind the back dribble. Gets it up the court. Jovanovic has an opening, doesn't take it. Curl, Sydney Harris. Sydney Harris, the 1-2 step inside, puts the shot up, and it's missed. And a fight for the basketball. Eminopu and Holtman. It's a jump ball. Quick jump ball, to say the least. And that'll be Bearcats basketball. Ariel Jackson comes in for Reagan Jackson. Here, Ariel Jackson bring the ball up the court. 29-18 with 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Malaya Williams setting the screen, a pop. Malaya Williams will take from long distance, and she'll miss off the back of the rim. And it's rebounded. Victoria Flores, and a foul's called.
Bearcats are getting nothing so far right now. I mean, this is a hard drought that they're going through. Just looking for one thing to break out of it.
They got to try to buy, get a stop, and get a bucket, get themselves right back in this thing. TCU right now in a flow. Sydney Harris on the left wing over to Flores. A high ball screen from Roberson. She uses it. She gets fouled.
Fouls on the Cats, number 34, Ariel Jackson.
Look at Ariel Jackson for that one.
Second, team's fourth.
Here's side out, close to the scores table. Flores, guarded by Ariel Jackson behind the back dribble, goes out to Eminopu. Eminopu tries to drive inside, kicks to the corner. Sydney Harris for 3, and it's missed and rebounded by Clarissa Craig. And Craig throws it over to Ariel Jackson. Look, it was going to hit Malaya Williams in the back. And Ariel Jackson swings it over to Abby Holtman on the right wing, closest to the TCU bench. Throws it inside to Clarissa Craig on the baseline. Clarissa Craig, 1-2 dribble inside, 1-2 step as well, and 2 points on the board.
There's what we were looking for, just break through the drought. Clarissa Craig working down low. Took a couple steps inside, underneath the basket, put it up and in.
29-20, 4.5 to go in this first half of play. TCU is on top. Ball moving inside. Shot is up. That was Roberson. Foul's called Malaya Williams, and Roberson will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. But we have a media timeout at the moment. We'll take a break. We'll be right back here on Bearcat Sports Radio. All right, we're back here at Fifth Third Arena. So Malaya Williams has 4 points for the Bearcats. That's the team high. But if you square that, that's Madison Connor's points right now in the first set. 16 of them. And she's back in the ball game, so got to be aware of that. What's your thoughts on Madison Connor so far?
No, she's 4 for 6 from range. She holds the NCAA record for most three-pointers in a 10-game stretch to begin the season earlier this year. She had 52 in her first 10 games.
I mean,
she's picking up right where she left off. Like that's the best I can put it.
That's incredible. And looking a little bit at her, she's a 5'11" guard, junior from Chandler, Arizona. 40% from the field, 40% from the three, 84% from the foul line this year. Roberson was at the foul line, and she made her first free throw, missed her second one. 30-20, TCU up with 4:15 to go in the first half. Desire Jinks with the basketball, throws inside to Clarissa Craig. Active hands. Foul's going to be called. She'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Maybe the Bearcats can try to get some bread and butter inside of potential.
Yeah, you've seen they've gone down low a couple possessions in a row, and they're starting to get something brewing there with Clarissa Craig. She's using her big frame kind of on the TCU forwards and able to go to the line a couple times.
So the Bearcats are 5 for 6 from the foul line today. See if they can get some easy points at the charity stripe. Here, Craig misses the first foul shot. Have another one remaining. She's a 74% foul shooter. Miss on that. Craig misses the second free throw. And it looks like there was a lane violation. So she'll be back to shoot another one. A lane violation on TCU. Here she makes that one, makes up for it. 30-21, 4:07 to go in the first half. Jillian Hayes checks back in the game for the Bearcats. You have Reagan Jackson, Malaya Williams, Zaya Jinks, Jillian Hayes, and Abby Holtman. TCU, Roberson, Flores, Connor, Jovanovic, and Harris. And Connor, the shot missed, rebounded by Tazaya Jinks, pushing the other way on the right side of the court, close to the TCU bench. Jinks throws, it's tipped and stolen by Sydney Harris.
Another turnover for the Bearcats, so they're 6th of the night compared to TCU's single turnover.
Maybe a big thing going forward. Flores looking for the high screen. Roberson rolls. Illegal screen called. She was not set.
As I say it, another announcer's drink, it seems like.
I mean, with great power comes great responsibility. I guess I don't know, but it's incredible to see. Tazaya Jinks out of the game. In comes Braylon Milton. Bearcats trying to claw back here before the first half is over, down 9 points. Malaya Williams with the basketball on the left wing, dribbles inside. Off to Reagan Jackson for three, and she's got it. The trifecta from the right wing is good. 30-24, TCU's up.
Reagan Jackson, just a 31% three-point shooter. Drained that one from deep.
Big time shot for the Bearcats, getting them within 2 possessions of TCU. Madison Connor, top of the key, is missed. Rebounded Malaya Williams. The Bearcats looking to push and transition. Over to Holtman on the left wing. Holtman guarded by Connor. Inside to Jillian Hayes. Spin moves inside, and she's got it.
Hayes was able to just move her way around her defender, get the easy finger roll up and in. TCU's going to have to call a timeout.
And yes, they do. 30-26. Jillian Hayes gets the basket, and we have ourselves a ball game right now.
You look at it, TCU has 0 field goals in the last 3:56, 0 for their last 4. Bearcats 3 for their last 3 on a 6-0 run.
Again, basketball, a game of runs. It's insane to think about how earlier TCU was on that 12-2 run over a good 3-minute span, and now you have the Bearcats in less than 90 seconds going after. We look on the big screen. Thought we saw a friend of ours on the big screen there, but yeah, you're looking at the the stats right now. Cincinnati out-rebounding TCU 19-15. Cincinnati normally out-rebounds a lot of teams, and in those regards, they've done a pretty good job of that this year. 6 turnovers to TCU's now 2 turnovers. As TCU inbounds it. 4 out, 1 in. Madison Connor with the basketball, throws over to Eminopu, swings it around the horn, looking for an easy curl inside. Here's Victoria Flores, the flare screen out to Eminopu on the right wing. Back to Flores, guarded by Milton, 11 on the shot clock. Connor the basketball, swings to Sydney Harris. Left wing 3 is missed and rebounded by Braylon Milton. Milton looking to run in transition. The in and out crossover dribble. Abby Holtman on the left wing with 2:10 to go in this first half. Over to the corner to Reagan Jackson, inside to Jillian Hayes. Hayes puts it up, lost her spot, and it's rebounded by Jovanovic. Jovanovic looking, Eminopu over to the corner. Victoria Flores from 3. She drills it from the corner.
That'll end the drought for the Horned Frogs. Big 3.
Much needed basket right there, 33-26. Going back to the bread and butter inside, and she's fouled. It was Jillian Hayes being fouled by Agnes Eminopu. Coming into the game, Tara Manumalunya. That's a name to say right there. Whew. And the Bearcats are in the bonus, so Jillian Hayes is going to the line to shoot for 2 shots. Here Hayes is good on the first free throw. 1 more shot remaining. Again, she is gone for 4 for 5 from the foul line right now. And she makes the second free throw. Hayes right now the leading scorer for the Bearcats. 5 of her 7 points at the foul line. Up the court, Victoria Flores inside over to Emma Nopu. Looking for a curl for Madison Connor. Madison Connor, the deep three. And Madison Connor, once again, it's almost wash, rinse, repeat, and she hits another three.
You know, she went a little cold there for a second. We didn't see her get on the board, but she's back.
19 points, 7 for 13 from the field, 5 for 8 from the three, filling up the stat sheet right now. Abby Holtman, the tough take inside. And it looks as though they're going to call an offensive foul.
Just want to throw this one out there about Madison Connor. She's the first Horned Frog to knock down 9 or more three-pointers in a game twice in the same season. She's had 2 games of 9+ threes.
Oh, my gosh.
And the pace she's on right now, she might add a third to it.
She's on a pace to do a lot of great things that we haven't seen in a very long time, as she has the ball at the top of the key and swings it over to Agnes Manopu. Going back inside Manopu, guarded by Reagan Jackson, now corralled by Jillian Hayes, and a jump ball is called. And it looks like some flares, or tempers have been flaring down low.
Jillian Hayes again quick to that ball. She saw it get down low. Manopu was able to make the move around her defender. Hayes didn't let her get much room, though, after that.
Being able to jump help side's been really, really good for her. She gets patted down. A little potential blood.
Yeah, I think she's got blood on her knee.
I got to tape her up. Trying to see if she's going to stay in the game or if it's not going to be allowed. Okay, so Reagan Jackson's going to be checking out. It looked like, yeah.
That was an insanely fast tape.
It was, though. We got to figure out who that was, that tape,
I'm impressed by that.
That's Guido speed in cars. Incredible. Madison Connor, the basketball, 7 on the shot clock. She'll probably end up shooting the step back 3. And this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible for her to have a comeback game like this, having 22 points in the first half, 6 for 9 from the three-pointer. Yes, it's a 6 for 9 from 3. This is incredible what she's doing right now.
I've got nothing.
We don't know what else to say about it. This is ridiculous. Milton, a 3 of her own, and she trades back with it.
There's your answer. Braylon Milton, you got to find it somewhere. She's going to get him started.
39-31. TCU is up by 8 with 20 seconds to go. I think we know who they're going to try to get the basketball to end this first half. Sydney Harris to dribble over to Menulega. I can't even pronounce that name. Here's Connor. She's guarded by Milton. Top of the key with 9 seconds to go. A high ball screen from Eminopu. The step back, looking, throws it across court, and it's not touched by anybody, so it's going to be Bearcats basketball. Big break for them.
Got lucky she didn't pull that one up. I thought she was going to at first. Looking in the far corner.
Any sort of space, she would have took that shot, and the way that she's been shooting, who knows if it would have went in. Here with 4.4 seconds to go, Milton has the basketball. She dribbles up the court, crossover a couple times. Malaya Williams from deep puts it up. It's going to be well short, and that's going to be your halftime score. TCU up 39-31 over the Bearcats. But the story of the game so far for TCU is Madison Connor, 22 points and 8 for 14 from the field in 15 minutes of play.
I don't think it's wrong to say that the Bearcats played a good first half. They just find themselves down 8 because she is playing like 90s Michael Jordan. Like, I can't describe it.
Again,
like,
I mean, when you add a great player back into this system and she's going off more than, most people might have expected, or maybe most people in Fort Worth aren't surprised like that. But, when you add a great player back into that system, I mean, it can, elevate a lot of the players around and stuff. So they've been playing really good basketball as of late. And then on the other side, Jillian Hayes, leading scorer with 7 points, and Braylon Milton with 6 points, 2 for 2 from the 3. What's some of the Bearcats have to clean up in the second half?
Well, I think we mentioned it at the beginning. It's three-point defense. A lot of the offense from the Horned Frogs has been from beyond the arc. If they can still tighten that up, as we've said, they've done pretty well all year. I think they can find themselves still in this game. Got to fight back. We know the Bearcats love to go into halftime with a lead. They're, I believe, 11-0 when leading at half. Got to find a way to fight back from this one.
All right, we're going to go to break here, and we'll be back after halftime. Score 39-31, TCU up. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Fifth Third Arena on the campus of the University of Cincinnati. Today, the TCU Horned Frogs currently lead the Bearcats 39-31 in this Big 12 women's basketball game. Story of the first half, nothing else than Madison Connor.
Yeah, that's all you needed to say. We talked about it a little bit in the first half. 22 points, 6 for 9 from the 3, 8 for 14 from the field. She looks like she's just doing it effortlessly. It's the same thing. I mean, she's just going out there and just putting up shots and doing her thing. 15 minutes of play. I mean, there's so many impressive things about it, but to do this coming off of an MCL injury, she's been out for about 6 weeks or so. This is just beyond incredible what she's accomplished so far today.
Madison Connor, the leading points for the Horned Frogs. She got 22 in the first half. For the Bearcats, so Jillian Hayes was 7. Alongside her was Braylon Milton with 6. Bearcats looking to bounce back in some way the second half.
Yeah, and the big thing is they're having some tough time in the paint and everything. They're not getting off the shots that they thought they would get off, and they just got to try to play a little bit more calm and under control when they get inside. And you know, if there's going to be a collapse come down, someone's going to be wide open. If 2 people come down, and you're like, oh, we'll just get it off and try to find cutters to the basket. It's going to be the big thing. Just try to get some easier baskets, defend the 3 a little bit better on defense, and we're going to have ourselves a game.
Horned Frogs shot 48% from the field in the first half. Bearcats shot 33%, 47% from range for the Horned Frogs, 43 for the Bearcats. Bearcats out rebounding the Horned Frogs 19-17. Team's taking the floor, about to resume play. Something we've noticed coming out of the break. Madison Connor now not wearing a brace, it appears like, for the Horned Frogs. Scary sight for the Bearcats.
If I'm Katrina Merriweather, I'm telling somebody to get some of that Gorilla Glue and just go walk right up to Madison Connor and stick to her. Don't even let her get a shot off.
Play is resumed. Reagan Jackson inbounding the ball for the Bearcats. Ariel Jackson with it up top. It's Tazia Jenks. On the right side, it's Malaya Williams. Down low to Hayes. Hayes backing down her defender. She's going to put up the shot. Off the backboard's no good. Gets her own rebound. Puts it back up. She's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
Been a common theme today. She's been to the foul line for 6 attempts and has most of her points there. So, you know, hopefully she can get to the foul line, get those easy points to, you know, cut the lead a little bit.
Jillian Hayes, a 70% free throw shooter. First shot is up and it's good. Hayes' second shot is up and it's good as well. She gets her 9th point of the game. Looking at double figures once again.
Let's see if the Bearcats come out and just man-to-man, or if they're going man-to-man right now. It'll be interesting to see if they can go back to their 1-2-2 at any time.
Horned Frogs with it down low. It made its way to Jovanic. The 3 from long range. It was banked in by Manu. Let me try this. Manu Malunya. I believe that's it.
That's a very, very good try on the name there. I think it was that's pretty close. But, man, she opened the bank on a Saturday. That's a tough thing to do.
Bearcats with the ball now. Reagan Jackson up top. It was down low. Malaya Williams had it, got it back up top to her. On the right side now, it's Ariel Jackson. Going in on her defender, driving hard towards the basket. She's going to put up the shot. It's good. And 1 coming from Ariel Jackson.
Talk about taking off, and with that quick first step that you were talking about in the first half, she's really good at that and getting the defender on her hip. That was Madison Connor she took into the basket. And, you know, I know Agnes, Agnes Nopu earlier. I mean, Agnes Nopu put that little small thing. Maybe that was another sign like that, but that might be the wrong person to mess with in Madison Connor.
Jackson's shot is up, and it's good. She converts it, gets the Bearcats within 6.
They got to get her going. She's going to be a big part going forward. 7 points, 2 for 8 from the field, and get some easier shots for her. Then it's going to be a big thing going forward in the second half.
Horned Frogs with it. On the right side now, it's Jovanic. Back up top, makes its way to Roberson. Roberson's going to hand it off to Emma Mponu. Up top now, it's Connor. Connor, it's a little step-back jumper. It's no good. Bounce off a couple hands. Reagan Jackson comes down with it. Pass in transition. Up top, it's Jenks. Jenks going to drive into the paint. Puts a shot up. No good off the backboard. Bounce off a couple hands. Gets her own rebound. She's going to go back up with it. Might have been fouled. Doesn't called. Now the foul is going to be called. It's going to be on the floor on Emma Mponu.
It looks as though that Jenks was padding her stats right there. Got a couple of rebounds, a couple of missed shots, but got a couple of boards and another opportunity for the Bearcats to try to score something here.
got some crazy names on the Horned Frogs.
There really are, though. It's a lot of tongue twisters, to say the least.
Manu Malunia, I think I got it on that one. Possibly.
That was very crisp on that one.
That one's the toughest one of them all.
Better than I'd do.
Bearcats with it now. Inside the paint is Jillian Hayes, backing down her defenders. Shot's going to go up, and it's good off the backboard.
Yeah, you need more of that. You can see her talking to Emma Nopu right down there, and, maybe said something that was, I won't repeat, but, they got to get Jillian Hayes more active inside.
Hayes with double figures with 11 now. Manu Malunia has it with the pass. Tried to get inside. It was knocked away by Reagan Jackson. She's going to steal it away. Jump ball is going to be called as she was tied up with Connor in the corner. Horned Frogs will take possession.
That's going to be a thing. I hope they can get some more isolations on the block inside. If they start collapsing down on Jillian Hayes on the offensive end for Cincinnati, if they start collapsing down on Jillian Hayes, you're going to have people open to cut or shoot threes, and I think that's going to be a big thing for Cincinnati.
Victoria Flores inbounds it to Connor. Connor has on the left side. Going back towards the middle. She's going to pass it back out to Emma Ponu, whose shot is up. It's no good. Rebounded by Tazea Jenks. Here come the Bearcats in transition. Down the right side is Reagan Jackson. Slows up a little bit when she gets inside the arc. Back outside of Jenks. Jenks tries to throw it up for Hayes, but stolen away by Emma and Ponu.
Not a good force right there.
Flores with it now with speed for the Horned Frogs. Puts it up right. She got into the paint. No good. Rebound comes out to Jovanic. Three will be taken from Sydney Harris. No good. Rebounded by Hayes. Here come the Cats. Reagan Jackson tries to throw it. I think that was a pass that went off the backboard.
I don't know if they're going to count that as a shot or what's going to happen with that one, but yeah, just they got to slow down a little bit. Be opportunistic in transition. Don't be over the top and sporadic.
Horned Frogs got the rebound. Jovanic now has it. She's going to drive towards the basket. Hayes fouled her, though. She goes up. She'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, and that was a good move right there, just to try to get Jillian Hayes back on her heels and get her guessing and stuff. Jovanic was able to just kind of freeze her and get inside on her and have Hayes try to slap across and get to the foul line.
Jovanovic at the line. Just under a 70% shooter on the year. She converts her first one. Extends the lead to 5. Has the ball for her second. That shot is up. That one's no good. Rebounded by Hayes. Here come the Bearcats. Ariel Jackson with speed. Slows down once she gets to be inside the arc. Lost the ball for a second. Regathers it. Over to Jenks on the side. Inside Malaya Williams. Williams with a step-back jumper. It's good. A little fadeaway action.
What a tough shot right there. She just pivoted and just shot it right in motion. Really good shot, and we got ourselves a ball game right now.
Horned Frogs, no field goals in the last 2:30. Shot is up from Harris, and she heard me and makes that one. That three will make it 46-40 in favor of the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, they're shooting 47% from three-point land. They're giving too much space, and TCU's letting this thing fly.
Jenks with it for the Bearcats. Her jumper is up. It's no good. Jillian Hayes, though, is going to come down with the rebound on the post. Her shot is up. She got fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line for two.
I mean, you saw in the last possession, I know there was a forced pass inside. A big thing about it right now is that, they're trying to collapse inside on Jillian Hayes. And, again, skip passes can be there. But if she's working inside, deliver her the basketball and just let her go to work from there.
Big problem on that last foul. Madison Connor's third of the game.
Ooh.
Hayes at the line, takes her first one. It's no good off the back of the rim. I'll have to watch how TCU plays that one.
Yeah, if I'm Mark Campbell, I would start kind of subbing her in and out a little bit, or just tell her, hey, just play off a little bit. You've already done enough in the scoring realm. Just play off and be a bigger threat on offense than defense.
Hayes misses the second one as well. It's rebounded by the Horned Frogs. Here's Harris coming up the right side of the court, gets to the Fifth Third logo, cuts to her left up top now. It is Flores. Back to Harris. Harris looks at what she's got, lets her offense develop a little bit. Back to Flores. Flores now cutting inside. Got to the paint, now passes back outside to Harris. She's wide open for three, and she makes it.
I love the movement, the off-ball movement, cutting, screening that TCU and Mark Campbell has these girls doing. It is fantastic what movement that the Horned Frogs have been doing on offense.
Bearcats will look for an answer. Malaya Williams has it. She takes a little jumper. It's no good off the front of the rim. Connor comes down with the rebound.
Like TCU shifted to a zone in that one, making the Bearcats work for it a little bit.
Connor brought it up the court for the Horned Frogs, passes it off to Emma and Ponu. She waits for a second, thought about getting to Jovanovic, but she finds Connor. Connor, step-back jumper, no good off the front of the rim. Bounce around a couple hands. Harris for the Horned Frogs going to come away. Steps into a three, converts it. Sydney Harris got the rebound from beyond the arc, stepped into the three and converted it.
Did she have the same drink as Madison Connor at halftime? I don't know what's going on with her. She has 3 threes in this third quarter. This is, again, ridiculous.
Reagan Jackson looking to answer, takes her own three. It's no good. Rebounded by Flores of the Horned Frogs. That one was forced up there by Reagan Jackson. Horned Frogs now had speed, slow down for a little bit. It's Connor on the right side.
Oh, no.
Harris again. She's wide open for three. That one's no good, but a foul's going to be called on the floor underneath the basket on Jillian Hayes. Well,
I mean, wow. You can just see it in Katrina Merriweather. She is livid right now.
9-0 run for the Horned Frogs. With that, we're going to take our media timeout. TCU leads 52-40, 4:59 remaining in the third quarter. Welcome back to Fifth Third Arena on the campus of the University of Cincinnati. We find ourselves with the TCU Horned Frogs leading 52-40 over the Bearcats. Chase, I mean, seems like a two-woman story so far for the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, the combination of Madison Connor and Sydney Harris, the two have combined for 10 for 21 from three. This is incredible what's going on. I mean, as a team, they're shooting 12 for 25 from three. Again, 48%, but you're looking at, the entire unit from beyond the arc has been Connor and Harris, and it's been a great partnership so far, and we'll see what goes on for TCU. Cincinnati, again, something we talked about, they got to be better at that three-point defense. They just left Sydney Harris wide open on too many attempts.
Connor right off the bat's going to take a three. That one missed badly, but almost she heard us talking about him. Here come the Bearcats now with it. Braylon Milton back outside. It's going to get to Nia Clark nearly into the game. Clark passed just inside the arc to Aisha Dia. Throws to Craig now down low. Working on Emma and Pono. Shot is up. That's no good off the back of the rim. Bounced around a couple hands. Foul's going to be called for over the back on Aisha Dia.
That's one that she's got to have. I mean, that's, it can be a tough shot with the left hand, with the non-dominant hand going in. But, I mean, that's a basket that the Bearcats needed to stop a drought.
Flores takes it up for the Horned Frogs. Passes it off to Harris once she got over midcourt. Harris looking down low for Connor. It's broken up by Nia Clark. They go out of bounds, though. Horned Frogs throw it in.
Yeah, and I thought that possession right there, I mean, defensively in that purpose was pretty good. I know, it was a use-refuse screen, and Madison Connor was able to cut baseline because Reagan Jackson overplayed it a bit, and that was good help-side defense by Nia Clark.
Flores gets it into Harris. Harris backing down her defender, puts it up off the glass and good.
And she can do it in both ways, beyond the arc and inside. I mean, that's a tough thing to stop.
She's got 16 now. Ariel Jackson for the Bearcats got cross. Waited for a second on the 5th-3rd logo, passes to Nia Clark. She passes it right back. Finds his way back to Clark into the corner now. It's Braylon Milton. Milton surveys cross-court pass back to Ariel Jackson. Takes a screen from Dia. Pass to Clark. Now passes to her right. Braylon Milton's 3 is up and it's good.
Hey, she's on one too right now. I mean, 3 for 3 from 3. I mean, they got to get her some more looks and try to get them back in this game.
Horned Frogs with it. And then Ponu passes off to Flores. Her 3 is up. No good off the back iron. Rebounded by Craig. Here come the Bearcats. Clark passes to Ariel Jackson. Jackson with speed, cutting towards the rim. She's fouled.
Ooh.
Shot is up. It's no good. She'll go to line for 2.
Again, the quick burst of speed getting down the court. If you're able to find an opening down there and get the ball to Ariel Jackson, you can trust her and have her do some good things down there. Got to convert on these 2 free throws. It's going to be big going forward. But another thing on the other side, I mean, TCU, the offense. I love the curl action, the pick and pop and everything, because you saw 2-on-1 right there for a wide open shot.
See who came off the floor there?
I did.
4th foul, Madison Connor.
Yeah. Huge story going forward. I mean, obviously, if Sydney Harris is able to keep her thing going, then, maybe we won't even recognize Madison Connor not being out there. But, that's a big story. 4 fouls for her.
Ariel Jackson makes both of her free throws, gets the Bearcats within 9. 54-45, the TCU leads. 3:30 remain in the 3rd quarter. Here come the Horned Frogs. Up top, it's Harris. Passes off to Jovanovic. Jovanovic works it to her left. Passes Flores. Flores dribbles, gets inside the arc, goes inside the paint. Bounces around a couple hands, goes out of bounds. It'll be Bearcat basketball.
No look pass to someone that didn't expect the basketball over there. But, again, I mean, TCU just got to kind of slow down and just let the offensive rhythm just come to play. I mean, they're already moving it pretty well. There's no need to try to force anything crazy.
Nia Clark passes to Braylon Milton in the corner. Her 3 is up. It's no good. Bounces off the back iron. Goes out for an easy rebound for Manu Malunya. Here comes TCU. Jovanovic has it. Pass off to Manu Malunya. I'm trying my best with that one.
Yeah, that was good pronunciation, man. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough thing to do.
Pass was down low, got batted away by Nia Clark. Once again, goes out of bounds. TCU will throw it in again with 11 on the shot clock.
I mean, again, Mark Campbell and this offense that they designed, I mean, it's handoff, pick and pop, cut through, screen, every aspect possible.
Victoria Flores got it in quickly to Sydney Harris. Her shot was up. She got fouled. She'll go to line for 2.
Fouls on the Cats, number 5, Braylon Milton, serve first, team's 4th.
I mean, it's a big thing for her. 16 points, 6 for 15 from the field. Trying to find easy ways to get baskets. You saw her on an inbound, was able to get an easy layup. And, Cincinnati just got to have responses for it. TCU shifted to a 2-3 zone, defensively. And Cincinnati, they can't really try to force it inside because you're just going to have people collapse down. It's going to be big going forward. They got to have another answer for it.
Harris's first shot is up and it's no good. Rattled around the iron. Harris a 90% shooter from the line. Rare miss. Second shot is up. That one's good. Gets the lead back to 10. They lead 55-45.
We've seen a lot of things that are not normal today, so I guess that just checks off another box.
Ariel Jackson on the right side of the court. Surveys her offense, sees what she got, tries to get a pass inside to Brianna Barrs, but it's stolen away by the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, in that situation, just throw it back up top and try to get a good way there.
Bearcats respond with a steal of their own. Ariel Jackson now going down the court with speed. Spin move in the paint. Shot is up. It's no good.
Ooh.
She'll go to the line for 2.
Ooh, the twitch on that. She had a little bit of twitch when she was going in there because I thought she was going to go up the left hand, but she hit that little crab dribble and then spun real quick. And, I mean, that was an extra jolt right, ooh, like that. And then was able to get back to the foul line. Just got to be able to convert on some of these easy opportunities at the foul line.
Arlo Jackson returns to the line once again. She's now 6 for 6 on the night after converting that one. She'll have one more to cut the lead to 8.
We got Reagan Jackson, Taziah Jinks, and Jillian Hayes back in the game. Bearcats going to try to push.
Jackson's second shot is up, and she's good. She's perfect 7 for 7 from the line tonight. Horned Frogs with it now. Moving down the court, it was Flores. Makes his way on the left side to Harris. Harris back up top, Emma and Ponu. On the right side now, it's Flores once again. Harris down low on the post. She's guarded by 2 Bearcats. Her shot is up. It's no good off the rim. Fight for the rebound. Taziah Jenks comes down with it.
Great job collapsing right there, not giving her any time to look at any of their options.
Jenks tried to move into the paint. It was poked away. Goes out of bounds. She'll have a throw in.
Again, this will be interesting to see if TCU tries to change up their philosophy right now with Jillian Hayes being back in the game. You would think that they're going to still try to go to a 2-3 zone, but they're playing man-to-man at the moment.
Passes inbounded to Reagan Jackson. She works it up to the top of the key.
I try to get a single isolation right now. Try to get Jillian Hayes on the block.
Ariel Jackson on the left or right side. Ooh. Still step back there. Thought about shooting it. Doesn't. Inside now, the pass to Brianna Byers, but they're going to call an offensive charge on her.
Late whistle, but I could see where the foul was coming into play there. Feel like she got her kind of in the face from up here, but at least she tried to move her, try to get some space, instead of just not being physical and touching her at all.
Flores takes it up for the Horned Frogs. Harris now up top, towards the right. Moves to her right, hands it back off to Flores. Thought about passing it back to her. Makes his way on the left side to Jovanic. Top now Harris. Pass back to Flores. Flores looking for the pass inside. Moves to her right. On the left side is Manny Malunia. Flores now with a 3. No good off the rim. Rebounded by Harris, though. She puts it right back up, and it's good off the top of the backboard.
Oh, man, tip of the iceberg right there. Drop it in. I mean, that's another thing. She had a mismatch right there, and she was calling for that ball, but I guess ball doesn't lie in that point. And
Reagan Jackson threw it to no one. Was looking for the ref, and oh my, hard foul as she stopped the easy layup from Jovanovic. See if they might take a look at that one for some type of intentional, but I don't know.
Yeah, that did not look like basketball right there.
No.
Yeah, and big thing there. I mean, TCU gets the offensive rebound off a missed shot, and they get a bucket, and then an unforced error right there by Reagan Jackson gets TCU back to the line. Again, it's a game of runs, but you just got to try to limit those mishaps that you have control over in that regard, and that's a big reason why Cincinnati's been playing from behind a lot today.
Well, we just saw that TCU was on a 3-minute field goal drought. In that same time, Bearcats also had 0 field goals. All the points coming from the line for each team. Bearcats not really capitalizing on these opportunities that TCU's given them.
And it looks as though they are going to review this right now. You're talking about a media timeout, and they're going to review what's going on. But, I mean, this is – you would assume that they're gonna tack something on flagrant and go from there.
From how I saw it from here, it was an easy lane for Jovanovic at the last second. Reagan Jackson came in and almost hooked her up top to keep her from getting the basket on.
She could have tried. She could have attempted to block it. You know what I'm saying? Like in that regard, I get. You want to try to, force him to get those 2 points and stuff like that. But I mean, you got to try to make a play for the basketball on that point. Yeah. You don't want to try to give them any extra ability or any extra power to get. You think about it. Hypothetically, right now, they call this. They get to the foul line and they shoot 2 shots. If they make both in the 12-point game, they get the ball back and then get another bucket. Maybe it's 14 or 15, considering that they were, just down like 7 or 8 not too long ago. And before that, they were down 3 points at one point. And it's just the fluctuation of things where stuff starts to build upon the course of the game and just the course of a quarter. You just got to try to be able to withstand different turnovers and different aspects of the game that are negative.
Referees just discussed with both coaches. We'll see what the official ruling is here in a second. As you mentioned, this could be a big swing, though, in TCU's favor.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now for Cincinnati. They got to get back to the basics and just try to figure out how to beat this zone if TCU does try to present this back out there when Cincinnati gets the ball. But I mean, they got to try to keep hammering home the fact that if Jillian Hayes is one-on-one in the block, we have to get the ball to her, and you just got to chip away.
It appears based off the stat sheet that an intentional foul was called.
All right.
It's a technical foul for unnecessary contact. We called on Reagan Jackson.
Yeah, this is a very, very big swing right now that is a potential for. I mean, this is a potential 5-point swing that could happen, and adding that turnover in right after the offensive rebound for a bucket, I mean, this could swing the game in a completely different direction.
At the line will be Jovanovic for the Horned Frogs. She'll step to the line. It's a 68% free throw shooter. First one's up and it's no good. The back iron.
I'm telling you, man. You talk about the free throw percentages. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Got to choose carefully on which ones I'm doing it. Her second one is up. That one's good.
I'd take 1 for 2 over the opposite 2.
Horned Frogs lead 58-47. 52 seconds remain in this third quarter. TCU will inbound the ball from just beyond half court. Ball gets into Jovanovic. Works on the left side of the court on Ariel Jackson. Cuts now to her right. Works it down low, going down to his post. She's puts it up, off the backboard and in, and one. She'll go to the line for one more.
Well, yeah, that's rough. Yeah. Because looking at it, they ran the high screen and they just kind of settled down, and Jovanovic just went right to work. I mean, they switched it with Malaya Williams, and you're thinking they're driving to the basket. You're like, okay, Malaya Williams is going to be able to get a block, but that was just a great move and trying to create space and get a good shot off.
She converts the and one, expands the lead to 14. Bearcats have one last chance here, under 40 to go. Ariel Jackson. Pass now to Tazea Jenks on the right side. Back up to Jackson. Her three is up. It's no good off the backboard. Rebounded by Manu Malunya. Shot clock is turned off. Horned Frogs with it. Jovanovic just off the CPAL logo. Ariel Jackson begins to apply a little bit of pressure on her. Draining the game clock a little bit. Gets now under 10. Pass over to Harris. Harris thought about handing it off to her. She keeps it though. Manu Malunya. She's going to try and send the pass up to Harris. Harris might just have to throw one up. Bounce around a couple hands. Shot doesn't get off in time.
I think what they were trying to do is I thought they were saying something, on the bench, something about fouling, but they were in the bonus. So maybe my eyes deceived me, but a lot of active hands on that last one, but that was a big stop for Cincinnati.
With that, the Horned Frogs are going to go into this break, leading 61-47 over the Bearcats. 10 remains. We'll return after this short break. Welcome back to Fifth Third Arena on the campus of the University of Cincinnati. We're ready to begin the fourth quarter. TCU leads 61-47 over the Bearcats. TCU ended that third quarter on a 6-0 run in the last minute.
Yeah, I mean, the intentional foul wasn't great. A couple of unforced errors and turnovers just plagued the Bearcats. They had this game in striking distance a couple of times in the third quarter. Just all the other outside stuff was just big, and they're going to have to try to chip away with this one and try to find some one-on-one opportunities. But with TCU playing this 2-3 zone, they're going to have to work for it inside and be very patient and aggressive at the same time. Have that right balance to try to attack lanes and get some easier buckets.
We saw TCU's leading scorer, Madison Connor, pick up her fourth foul in that third quarter. She has re-entered the game, did not have a point in that third quarter.
Isn't that something?
See how she can respond. Bearcats start off with the ball. Ariel Jackson up top made his way to Braylon Milton. Now it's Tizia Jenks. In the corner, it's Reagan Jackson. Down low now working. It's Jillian Hayes. Jillian Hayes up off the backboard, no good. Emma Mbonu comes down to the rebound.
Well, that's one you wanted, the one-on-one opportunity. TCU playing the 1-2-2 zone, but that is an opportunity that the Bearcats wanted, and that's probably one that they're going to regret not scoring on.
Horned Frogs have it. Up top now it's Madison Connor. Quick three, no good off the front of the rim, but it's rebounded just by Jovanovic. She has it up top, the top of the key. Looking for a pass on the right side now, Emma Mbonu. Up top, back to Connor. Connor thought about getting a low to her. Off-ball foul is going to be called on Tizia Jenks of the Bearcats.
Again, this TCU movement has it's been pretty big in the long shot, long rebound method, getting that offensive rebound and getting a new 20 on the shot clock, just stealing more possessions from the Bearcats.
Horned Frogs throw it in. Connor gets it off the inbound. Works her way up top. She's guarded by Ariel Jackson. Working on her left. Got it back to Emma Mbonu. She had it down low, tried to get the pass far to Robertson. A foul's going to be called on the Bearcats. It's going to be called on Braylon Milton.
2 quick fouls to start this fourth quarter. I mean, you're very close to, obviously it's only 5 fouls to get to the bonus, but, TCU might be getting to the foul line here sooner before you know it.
Jovanovic has it up top for the Horned Frogs. Handed it off to Robertson. Out of the right, it's Connor. Pass across court. Emma Mbonu, she's going to work it inside. Her shot was up. It's no good off the backboard. Rebounded by Braylon Milton.
Try to push. Got to get something.
Ariel Jackson has it. Behind the back pass, back to Braylon Milton. She thought about taking the shot. She's going to work it back up top to Nia Clark. Ariel Jackson. Braylon Milton in the corner for three. That one's good.
That's her spot.
Braylon Milton for three once again.
Going to three. That's the spot, though. I mean, what's she now, 4 for 5 from 3? They got to get her a little more active.
Horned Frogs with it. Manu Malunia has on the right or left side. She's working on Nia Clark. Top in Emma Mbonu. On the right side, it was Robertson. Gets it back to Connor. Connor's going to work it inside on Milton. Shot is up. It's no good. Bounce off a couple hands. It's going to go out on the Bearcats. Horned Frogs throw it underneath the basket.
Yeah, it looked like Connor lost her space on that shot, and I thought Milton played pretty good defense, just playing straight up. I know she got beat off the dribble, it seemed like, but, just played it straight up and made it a tougher shot than Connor, than what Connor had. 1.5 seconds on the shot clock.
Manu Malunia is going to throw it in for the Horned Frogs. She barely gets it into Emma Mbonu. It looked like it was knocked away from her hand. She got the shot up just in time. The Bearcats come away with the rebound. Nia Clark. Braylon Milton, that same corner. She made the three. She guarded closely, couldn't get it off. The three's going to be taken by Malaya Williams on the opposite side of the court. That one's no good. It's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, I think they rushed out a little bit too much on that possession. Could have tried to get something inside and work the ball around, but, try to live fight another day.
Horned Frogs have it. Bearcats applied a light press on him as they inbounded the ball. Jovanovic hands it off to Connor. On the left side now is Manu Malunia. Passes it off to Emma Mbonu. Up top, it was Robertson. Back to Connor on that left side. In the corner, Emma Mbonu. Back up top, Connor. Fake the jumper. Pass back to Emma Mbonu. Her three is up. It's no good off the back of the rim. Bounce off a couple hands. We're going to get a foul called on the Bearcats. Nia Clark will get her second.
Nia Clark got a little too low on the box out, and that's what kind of looked like Roberson did a little tabletop flip on her. But again, it's extra stuff like that on a box out. She did go low, but extra stuff on a box out where it gives TCU another possession.
Passes into Robertson. She hands it off to Connor. Connor's going to take the three. That one's no good. Rebounded by Reagan Jackson. Here comes Jackson for the Bearcats with speed. Gets it up, drives into the paint. She's going to throw it up off the backboard. That's good. And one coming for Reagan Jackson.
That was a tough shot. I mean, she went from right side to left side with the left hand and was just able to put a little English on it.
Reagan Jackson with a pretty shot off the foul.
That'll go in the highlight reel.
Sydney Harris re-enters the game for the Horned Frogs. Horned Frogs have 2 players with 4 fouls on the floor, both Robertson and Connor. As Reagan Jackson gathers the ball for a single shot, she makes it. Gets the Cats with an 8, 61-53.
They need a kill. They need to get a couple of straight stops and get a bucket or two here. They got to have something like that.
Bearcats applied a press on that. TCU was able to break it pretty easily after a couple contact with Ariel Jackson on Emma and Panu. Horned Frogs have it now. It's on the right side. It's Jovanovic. Works it up top of the key. To the left now, Emma and Panu. Hands it off to Connor. She's going to get a screen from her. Connor's pass cross court. Found its way to Jovanovic. Her shot is up just before the buzzer. Bearcats come away with it. Braylon Milton on the left side of the court. Pass over to Malaya Williams. Her three is up. She was open, and she bakes it in. Malaya Williams gets him within 5. Bearcats running away.
Well,
We're running back here.
Give her that open opportunity. He was able to drill it.
Connor with it for the Horned Frogs. Works it to her left. Makes its way to Emma and Ponu. Emma and Ponu works it inside. Back up top to Connor. Connor works her way outside the arc. Pass inside. It's Robertson. She's guarded closely by Milton, sorry. It bounced off a couple hands and put back up and in by Sydney Harris.
It's almost like Connor decided, hey, I'm going to do this in the first half and just give the reins to Sydney Harris in the second half. 21 points so far.
Up top is Nia Clark. Clark passed to her left to Milton. Milton guarded closely by Harris. Pass back up top, Reagan Jackson. Milton once again. Fake the move to her left, cuts to her right, gets inside the paint. Floater is up. It's no good off the backboard, rebounded by Robertson.
And that's not a bad take at all. They gave her an opening. She was able to go in control. Just got to get a little more touch on that shot. But we'll take that anytime.
Horned Frogs with it. It's Connor. Working to the left side of the arc. She's going to pull up for the 3. That one's good. She's back. It's her 25th point of the game.
Yeah, she took off a minute, but, was able to make a big shot when needed. So
she went about 15 minutes without a basket. She responds to that one.
What a shot to hit on that.
Timeout's taken by the Horned Frogs.
And they left her wide open quite a bit. They started doing a lot of switching on screens, and there were opportunities for her to shoot, and she took some of those opportunities, just wasn't able to make any. But, there were a couple other times where in the first half they were switching like that. She would have pulled it and probably in the circumstance would have made it. But the switching method that Cincinnati's been on, I don't mind it at all. But, if she's going to start getting hot again, then, it's pack your bags, going to the next game.
So, score sits 66-55 in favor of the Horned Frogs. 5:07 remains. What do the Bearcats have to do in these last 5 minutes?
I mean, you're looking at TCU running this 1-2-2 zone and trying to mix it in with a little man-to-man defense. What the Bearcats got to do, they got to move the ball around and try to find the one-on-ones at the block. And it involves Jillian Hayes. It involves Malaya Williams. It involves handling pressure up top and just being decisive. If you're gonna try to throw it inside, don't be like, waste a little bit of time here and there. Get the ball inside, get to your bread and butter, and get to the basket. And they gotta get stops. You talk about down there with long shot, long rebounds, and TCU getting offensive boards. That's killer. They have to limit the offensive boards right now. TCU has 10 of them. Cincinnati has 10 as well. But it's just gonna have to be eliminating all the other extra stuff and just getting back to the bread and butter for the Bearcats. I say another thing is if Cincinnati can get back to the foul line, they're 16 for 20 today, 80%. TCU's not shooting too hot from the foul line as well, 7 for 13. Not saying that start fouling them, but maybe later on in the game, with time going down. But I think, if Cincinnati's able to be aggressive, getting that one-on-one opportunities and stuff, if you're not making those shots, maybe you're getting fouled and getting the foul line, getting easy points like that.
No, with how you mentioned earlier, you thought the Bearcats bench was signaling for a foul. You almost wonder if that was part of the reason. TCU shooting just over 50% from the line.
I mean, at one point, I believe they were shooting better from the three than maybe at the foul line. It was, they were hot earlier.
I also wanted to throw this out. The TCU has took 33 three-pointers. They're 13 for 33.
Oh my goodness.
They're not afraid to shoot the ball.
Oh my goodness. Telling me. Wow.
Coming into the game on the year, they had 625 threes attempted.
Well, I mean,
and to make them, you got to shoot them.
Yeah, that's very true. And you got Madison Connor out there 7 for 14 from three. You'll take that any day of the week. And
she'll account for 6 of those.
Yeah, and contributing pieces, Sydney Harris 4 for 11. I mean, and again, we talked about this at halftime. Just imagine if Sedona Prince was playing right now, being able to shoot from the outside and having an inside force at 6'7". I mean, this team could be very dangerous in the tournament when she gets back.
Players resumed. Braylon Milton off the three quickly, and she's going to convert it.
I mean, she's got 5 threes of her own. Like, she is competing with TCU shot for shot.
Quick defense from the Bearcats. Jillian Hayes tried to break up the pass, goes out of bounds. TCU will inbound it.
I think TCU should find somebody to step out there. They're going, they're playing that 1-2-2 defense, so extension, they can't really extend too far because that means that gaps are going to be open. But, I mean, if Braylon Hilton's going to keep getting those open opportunities, keep letting it fly.
Ball gets into Jovanovic. TCU has it. 20 on the shot clock. Emma Nbanu on the right. Pass inside. Gets it back outside now. Connor. She's open for the three. That's no good off the front of the rim. Reagan Jackson came down with the rebound for a second. Emma Nbanu knocked it away, and it goes off her foot and out of bounds.
If you're looking at, some type of, I'm not even going to, actually, forget what I said. Shock monitor. I don't know.
With that, the Bearcats will have the ball. Jillian Hayes now has it inside the arc. She lost it for a second. Tazia Jenks now has it. Back up top, gets it to Ariel Jackson. On the right side, it's Braylon Milton. Steps away for a second. Now works it to her right. Gets it down low. Cross court to Tazia Jenks. 10 on the shot clock. Jillian Hayes down low, working the post. Shot is up. It's no good, but she is fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
Now, what I was saying earlier, after trying to gather my thoughts, was Bearcats get a rebound. That's huge. Then they didn't get the rebound, and TCU got it. And like, it's a letdown. Then TCU bounces off their foot. Now it's like, okay. It's just a roller coaster of emotions. It's like we're up the road in Mason and Kings Island. But right over here, though, you're looking, the Bearcats are able to move the ball around on that possession and get the one-on-one inside, and here's Jillian Hayes at the free throw line.
Hayes' first shot is up. It's no good. She's taking her 11th and 12th shots of the game. She now sits at 7 for 11 on the day. Step to the line for a second. That one's up and no good as well. She goes 0 for 2 once again from the line.
Those were big. Those were really big to get.
Emma Nbanu took it up for the Horned Frogs. She handed it off to Connor. She was guarded closely, though, by Tazia Jenks. Stolen away now by Ariel Jackson. They're going to call a foul on Emma Nbanu. Bearcats will have inbound the ball in front of the TCU bench.
Good thing that, Cincinnati would jump in to get a foul, but if I'm the Bearcats, I almost would have wanted to let that play out a little bit and just, try to get an open bucket in transition. But, got to take what they get and, was able to get a trade off with those missed free throws.
Malaya Williams coming into the game for Jillian Hayes. Reagan Jackson takes the ball up the court. Hands it off to Ariel Jackson. She's working on Jovanovic. She hands it off to Braylon Milton. She tried to take a three, but it was blocked quickly by Roberson, who stole it away, and she'll get fouled.
Yeah, that wasn't a great shot. Try to just work it around. I mean, she was getting open shots to begin with, and if they're moving the ball around a little bit more, I mean, who knows? She could have got another open shot as well, and with how she was shooting, hit that.
Jovanovic up top, hands it off to Harris, gets it over to Connor on the left side. Back up top to Jovanovic. Jovanovic cross pass to the corner to Harris. Her three is up, and that's good. Sydney Harris, she went away for a little bit. Now she's back too.
That hurts. That hurts a lot. And just finding her in the corner wide open, it's a tough thing to get over.
Katrina Merriweather not happy with her player. She's gonna take a timeout. That one's gonna be a full timeout. Right as she took the timeout, she went out on the court and was not happy with him.
Yeah, this is not looking good. I mean, you're just looking at the defensive performance. They're running a zone right there, and you got to be able to have some rotations and just finding who has the hot hand. And Sydney Harris has had the hot hand the second half, and just letting her wide open in the corner is just, it hurts. It hurts as a coach where you're just like, I want to put these players in positions and stuff, and obviously the game can get sped up, and a lot of stuff happens at one point, but there's one person that you can't leave open and all that. And there's actually two people for TCU, so
yeah,
for this game at least. But that was a big shot, big shot by TCU.
I did not expect, with how that first half went, that we'd have someone challenging TCU's leading point scorer.
Yeah,
Sydney Harris responded with a crazy second half so far.
I mean, you're looking at 24, 25 for Harris and Connor respectively. Both have made 9 shots, 5+ threes for both. I mean, this is remarkable what they've been doing, and both of them have played less than 30 minutes of the game.
TCU also has 4 players on the floor with 4 fouls. And they've been on the floor for a while with that same number.
They have.
Bearcats inbound the ball, gets it into Braylon Milton. Milton has it up top. She's going to hand it off to Ariel Jackson. Jackson takes a screen from Hayes. It was from Williams, actually. She got fouled, though, on the way up. I'm forgetting names left and right here tonight.
Dude, there's so many tough names from TCU
I'm getting TCU's names mixed up with Cincinnati, so I should have.
I'm saying, though, I mean, the name you were pronouncing earlier, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it myself, but, I mean, there's just a lot of different names and everything. It's tough. It is tough.
If Manu Malunya does not re-enter the game, I'd be fine with it, if I'm being honest.
From a pronunciation standpoint, for sure.
Ariel Jackson converts her first one, cuts the lead to 9. Horned Frogs lead 69-60, 3:05 remaining.
Would love an offensive rebound if she did happen to miss.
Shots up, she does miss it. It's going to go out on TCU. That works the same way.
Well, yeah, not on the stat sheet, but at least you get another opportunity there.
Bearcats will inbound the ball underneath the basket. Braylon Milton will step out of bounds, throw it in. She's going to try and get it into Malaya Williams. Williams had it for a second, got knocked away. A foul is actually going to be called on Emma Mbonu, and that's going to be her 5th. She's going to foul out of the game.
She fouls out. Malaya Williams goes to the free throw line. You got to convert. You have to convert. With it being the bonus now.
Seems as if they were.
They're just discussing it right now.
She lined up on the in the line to rebound that one. Didn't think she realized.
Yep.
Of course, I shouldn't have said it as Manu Malunya is going to come back in the game.
To say that. Sounds like Lagoon. Lagoon.
That would have been a perfect one for Nickelodeon night last week.
Oh, my goodness. That would have been awesome.
Malaya Williams' first shot is up, and it's good.
Hey, no disrespect. It's a beautiful name, to say the least. You're able to pronounce it correctly.
Queensland, Australia.
I mean, wow. Yeah, you got two girls from Australia actually for TCU. So
Malaya Williams makes her second. Bearcats applying a press now. Horned Frogs got it in. Flores now takes it up. Can she get it across? She does. Gets it just over to Jovanovic.
Fine shooters. Fine shoot, especially right now inside.
Bearcats are going to apply a heavy defense here, trying to find some type of trap. Jovanovic had it. Gets it over to Connor. Connor on the right side, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Connor inside the arc now to Harris. Harris works it to her right on Malaya Williams. Backs her down now. She's going to make a good move, spin move. It's no good, though, with a shot. Braylon Milton comes down with the rebound. Here comes Milton now in transition. And off to Ariel Jackson. Jackson, dribble move, cut to her right, puts it up, rattles her way in. Ariel Jackson put it up and it rattled into the rim.
Hey, she used the rules on that, the little 1-2 and a put up on there.
Here come the Horned Frogs now, moving a little faster. Connor's going to slow it down, though. Connor's guarded closely by Taziah Jenks. Timeout's going to be called by the Horned Frogs. Bearcats find themselves down 5, 2 to go. Clawing their way back into it.
They got a chance. They just got to get a stop here and get a bucket. And once you get, obviously one possession game and, having TCU a little bit flustered right now. That was a really good move down there, by Sydney Harris, but just being able to convert on the other end and get, close to a kill is going to be big.
TCU just out shooting the Bearcats 41% to 37%. The big difference being TCU's 14 threes to Bearcats 7.
Cincinnati, has hit a higher clip from 3 when it comes to percentage-wise, thanks to Braylon Milton with 5 for 7 from 3. If they can't get anything inside, maybe they look for her to get something going with 2:03 to go. But you're looking at this. Jillian Hayes is not. She hasn't been in the game the last couple of minutes. So, maybe they try to get her back in and. When they need one of their best players out there. Looks like she's in the huddle for the 5, so she'll be back out there.
Teams will come out of the huddle. 16 seconds on the shot clock, 2:03 on the game clock. Horned Frogs lead 69-64. They're going to inbound the ball on the far side. Ball gets in to Jovanovic. Jovanovic up top. Thought about taking the screen from Harris, so hand it off Flores. Connor with it now on the left side. Connor guarded closely by Jenks, 6 on the shot clock. Connor working to her left. Thought of taking the screen. She's going to be double teamed. They're going to call a foul on, I believe, Nia Clark. She fell out of bounds.
I think what they'll get the call for is the low hip check. Just there is a space boundary that when you have the basketball, if you're leaning into somebody and you're using that hip, they're going to call it. But that was really good pressure and a really good trap by the Bearcats. It's just unfortunate that they got Madison Connor to the foul line.
That did put the Horned Frogs on the bonus, which, as you mentioned, will put Connor at the foul line. She'll be shooting 2.
Well, this is hopefully a good time to say this, but she's an 84% foul shooter, hasn't shot a free throw today.
Let's see if this one works again.
Yep. That's rough.
Yeah, it sadly did not. Extends the lead to 6. They lead 70-64.
It looks like TCU has everybody back to set up in their defense. Looks like they're going to get the 1-2-2 going.
Connor converts on her second as well. She makes both of them. Our announcer's jinx didn't quite work on that one.
Not quite on that one. It's on a great player like that. Tough.
Bearcats look for an answer. It's Ariel Jackson. Open Reagan Jackson takes the 3. No good. Rattles just off, but Jillian Hayes gets the offensive board. Works her way around to Zia Jenks now, outside. Back inside to Hayes, backing down her defender. She's going to do a little pivot move, puts it up. It's no good off the rim, but she's going to come down with a jump ball. It's Connor got the rebound. Connor's a little talkative with the ref there after that one, looking for a foul possibly on Hayes.
It's just been a rough shooting day for Jillian Hayes so far. From the field, 2 for 8. Just not getting much to fall right now.
We say that, yet she has 11 points.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Jillian Hayes specialty. Horned Frogs get it across midcourt. It's Connor with it. Stands just on the CPAW logo past midcourt. Just dribbling away, 17 the shot clock. Foul is going to be called into Zia Jenks. She fell to the floor.
Foul on the cast number 11, Taziah Jenks. Her 3rd.
Connor will go back to the line. Not he wanted to go there again.
This looked like the Bearcats were a little bit off kilter, not on the same page on that one. It looked like they wanted to foul earlier or just at least try to jump on a trap and, just not on the same page.
She makes her first one, extends the lead now to 8. I'll try it again. She's 85% from the line. No, it didn't quite work.
It didn't.
Caught it a little too late. I thought we might have had a chance with that first bounce.
Yeah, we were close. We were very close on that one.
9-point lead for the Horned Frogs. A minute 17 remains. Bearcats with it. Ariel Jackson inside. Back out to Tazia Jenks. Jillian Hayes now in the paint. Works around her defender. Shot was up. It's no good. Gets her own rebound. Goes up, and it's good. And one.
Yeah, it's a big bucket, and I know, you saw the bench, and it was just like, yeah, we scored and all that, but it was a big bucket if you're able to get a stop here and make this free throw. I mean, she's 7 for 12 from the foul line. She's got to convert on one of these.
Hayes' free throw can cut the lead to 6. Keep the Cats in the game. With a minute 09 remaining. She sets out the line for her first. Her first and only, except a lane violation is going to be called on Hayes. TCU will have the ball.
Yeah, again, I mean, you're playing inside, and it's a physical game. Stuff can get tough, and you go back and look at the game. You're just like, there's some easier opportunities and stuff, and you live to fight another day and move on to the next game.
Bearcats applied a hard press on the Horned Frogs. Almost had the trap, but they get it across midcourt, and they're going to foul immediately. Sydney Harris will go to the line for 2.
Well, let's see. 90% from the line.
Including 1 for 2 today. Makes her first one.
Yeah.
Once again, didn't work. Might have run out of luck on that one.
I think we did.
Harris takes her second one. That one's good as well. Lead up to 9.
Well, they say you only get 3 wishes from a genie, and I think we used them all.
Ariel Jackson's going to go hard towards the rim. She gets fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line for 2. Horned Frogs 0 field goals in the last 2:27.
Yeah, just them being able to get to the foul line's been the thing, and they've just been hitting free throws. I think they're 6 of their last 6, I believe.
It feels as if this one falls under the category of Horned Frogs giving opportunity for the Bearcats, not quite capitalizing on it.
Exactly.
Ariel Jackson's first shot is up, and it's good. 75-67 the score. 58.7 remains. At the line for her second now. That one's up and good as well. 75-68. TCU takes their final timeout.
And before we got to crunch time, we were talking about how TCU was shooting 7 for 13 from the foul line since they're 6 for 6.
Yeah.
And they've got 2 of their best foul shooters to shoot those shots, so that obviously doesn't help in favor of the Bearcats. Here you just gotta try to be aggressive, get a jump, get a steal, and an easy bucket. Easier said than done, but you just gotta have active hands and try to come up with the basketball.
Teams will retake the floor. TCU's going to line up in a literal line for this inbound pass. Gets it into Harris.
They got to start fouling.
Bearcats going to need to foul here in a second. Nia Clark's going to do it on Jovanovic.
And almost on that inbound, I get why having someone defend an inbound is, big to try to disrupt, passing lanes and stuff. But in that scenario, I would have tried to double one of the, Connor or Sydney Harris, just to make things tougher and have options limited.
Jovanovic's first shot is up and it's good.
Oh, that doesn't help either.
That does not help either. Second shot is up. That one's no good, though. It didn't even have to say the percentage.
Yep.
Quick timeout will be called by Katrina Merriweather.
I mean, you're looking at the numbers right now. I mean, TCU shooting 41%, Cincinnati 36%. TCU 40% from the three, and Cincinnati 41%. You're looking percentages-wise, not nothing bad. It's just the volume that TCU's hit 14 threes. That's one of the big stories there. And then turnovers. TCU's protected the basketball really well with 6 turnovers compared to Cincinnati's 12. And if you 12 turnovers, I mean, you're like, it's not bad at all. I mean, it's, you take that any day of the week, but when you're not turning the other team over and they're hitting threes, it's like, well, there's not much more you could do about that.
Also, just want to take a look at points off turnovers. TCU with 13 compared to the Bearcats 5. Converting more off that one makes a big difference.
Runs a long way.
Especially when you look at what the score is right now.
Yeah, I'm looking for an opportunity to get a 3.
Ariel Jackson gets it in off the inbound. Inside, Malaya Williams back outside. Makes the way to Ariel Jackson. She's going to take the 3. That one's good. Ariel Jackson converts, gets the Bearcats back within 5. 48 seconds remain. Tight press here from the Bearcats. Cincinnati Jenks almost got the steal. And the Horned Frogs get it up past midcourt, and it'll be fouled. I believe it'll be Sydney Harris that'll go to the line once again for the Horned Frogs.
I like that play call, though. I was able to get it into the high post, and everyone converged. So then you had an open baseline skip pass and swing out, and the 3 was wide open.
Sydney Harris at the line once again. She's 3 for 4 on the night.
Probably the wrong person to foul, but in this situation, you just gotta get someone to the foul line.
Her first shot is up, and that one's easily good. Lead back to 6.
It's her and Connor battling for who's going to be the leading scorer right now.
Second shot's up. That one's no good, though. Ariel Jackson comes down with the rebound. 40 seconds remains. Ariel Jackson moving fast, cutting towards the rim. Her shot is up. It's no good. Bounced around a couple hands, and the Horned Frogs come down with it. Connor with it now. Tazia Jenks is going to foul her. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Ariel Jackson moving really quick to the basket, just wasn't able to get a good enough handle to lay it in there. I like the take. It's just, unfortunate not to get that thing to go.
Connor will go to the line for 2 shots. She has a chance to get her 3rd 30-plus point game of the year.
Wow. First game back from an MCL injury.
She had 30 in the opening night against Oral Roberts and had 41 against Tulsa. She makes that one, gets her 30th of the night.
Wow.
Converts on the second as well. Makes that 31. TCU lead up to 8. Bearcats take another timeout. That is their last. This will be 30 seconds as well.
I mean, what Madison Connor has done today is 31 points. I don't even know what else to say about it. I mean, 7 for 15 from 3, 6 for 6 from the foul line. Had a couple opportunities where she missed some 2s that, were some easier makes, but, that comes with getting back in the flow of things. But matching points and minutes. Crazy. 31 points, 31 minutes.
Oh, that's just impressive. Bearcats get it in. Jillian Hayes down low. In the paint, she gets fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line for 2. That foul goes against Harris.
Oh, see what she can do with this one and try to mount something together. A quick comeback.
Almost need a miss on the second.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens on this first one. It kind of depends on here.
He shots up, and that one's no good.
Yeah, it's.
He's had a rough night from the line as well.
Yeah,
she's now 7 for 13.
I mean, she started off 5 for 6, and the second half just took a turn.
Makes her second one though. The ball's inbounded quickly at Connor. She's trapped though by the Bearcats that knocked that out of bounds.
Would have been a nice one to get there.
Harris will inbound it for the Horned Frogs. Gets it in, pass to Connor. Gets it back to Harris. They're going to slowly take it up. Hard press by the Bearcats still as they get it up and break the press pretty easily. Connor has it up top off the CPAW logo.
Yeah,
they're just going to let her dribble it out.
Yep.
Clock runs down. Horned Frogs going to get the victory, 79-72 over the Cats.
Final score
With that, Horned Frogs will improve to 16-9 on the year, and the Bearcats will drop to 12-13. So, your big stories of the game, on mainly for TCU as their two main players.
The duo, Connor, I mean, it was incredible. Connor and Sydney Harris, what they're able to do today, combined for 58 points. I mean, doing that in any facet of basketball is incredible. Just, combine the numbers together. We're looking at 18 for 42 from the field, 12 for 27 from 3, and then 10 for 12 from the foul line. This reminds me of LeBron and Kyrie Game 5 of the 2016 NBA Finals, when both of them scored 41. What they were doing today, they were just playing off each other. You had the first half, was really well played by Madison Connor, and then, Sydney Harris took the reins in the second half, and the partnership played pretty well.
Now, for the Bearcats, your leading scorer was Ariel Jackson with 19. Don't believe that could have been a season high for Ariel Jackson. We might have to check on that one.
Yeah.
Leading rebounder was Jillian Hayes with 9. She also had 14 points, just one rebound shy of a double-double.
Yeah.
Jillian Hayes, we said she had a little bit of a rough night, especially in the second half, but still, she put up numbers like that. We mentioned her earlier pre-game. She's almost guaranteed double-double each game.
Yeah, and she was very close tonight, even with, a rougher course of the game. And with Ariel Jackson, she got a lot of her points from the foul line, but overall, she didn't play that bad of a game. Malaya Williams, 4 for 8 from the field. And, you had Braylon Milton with 15 points and hit all those threes to keep the Bearcats afloat for the time being. But, it just comes down to being able to defend a three and take advantage of opportunities when given. And, Cincinnati just wasn't able to do enough of that today.
So with that, the Bearcats, as I mentioned, will drop to 12-13 on the year. They will return back home on Tuesday to take on the Oklahoma Sooners. I will be on the call for that game as well. Bearcats still trying to find their way into postseason play, looking to return to possibly the WNIT for the first time since 2003, when Katrina Merriweather was still on the team. So with that, your final score tonight, TCU 79, Bearcats 72. Thank you for listening to the Bearcats Sports Network. My name's Aiden Riggs.
Jay Shantz.
Signing off. Thank you all.